What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Sullivan back at it again with the unorganized drop schedule. First and foremost, I do want to apologize about my lack of posting, especially here on YouTube. I get really caught up in my own life and completely forget about it sometimes, to be honest. Definitely trying to get back in the swing of things, and yeah, this is where we start. So definitely trying a new form of content. Let me know if you guys fuck with this or if you want me to do something else. Yeah, totally up to you guys. Let me know what kind of content you guys want to see, because I'll be lost as hell when it comes to creating and shit like that, at least outside of music. But hey, with no further ado, we're gonna get directly into this video. Today's story, I'm gonna be telling you guys about the worst show I ever experienced. Grab your popcorn and get comfy, because it's about to be a long one. Alright, to paint the picture for you, it's October of 2021. I'm in my hotel room with Veranoia, formerly Python, my homeboy. We was just bing chillin', dog. This was the same night that I did my headliner show with Nora Spouse at the Keystone stage, so I remember I was just at the hotel room doom scrolling on Instagram, just like trying to recoup from the night. Both Vera and I got notifications on Instagram saying that we were tagged in a post. So I remember we went to go check it out at the same time, and it was from a local music festival saying that we were both set to perform. We both thought it was weird as hell because neither of us had signed up to perform. But I mean, a show's a show, so fuck it. Plus it was a month away, so we had time to prepare. We printed out flyers and everything, spent the next few weeks going to the mall, any public place we could, just handing out these flyers, hoping that we'd get a large turnout at this show. Now I'm 19 at the time, so the people listening to my music definitely weren't older than me. And it was listed as an all ages show, so my biggest demographic and people we were trying to get to come out were all just our main supporters. Now again, I just did my show with Nora not too long before this, so we had a pretty large amount of people who were interested in coming because either they wanted to see us live again or they didn't get the chance to when Nora was here. And I ain't gonna lie, shit was looking up. The hype was really there. We just did that show, and then we were gonna do another show. I won Album of the Year at the SMAs. I got my plaque that month. We were hype as hell for it, I can't lie. And then this all brings us to right before the show. Vera's cousin made his way from New York to vlog this show for us because we thought everything was going to go perfectly smooth. It's that good content, man. Now, the show started early in the day, but I wasn't performing until late at night. It must have been 1 in the afternoon when I started getting texts that people were lining up outside the door and getting rejected because they had last second changed the age limit. And when I tell you, bro, my stomach fucking dropped. I probably should have known better. I did have problems with this same festival 2 years in a row prior, but I was just so excited to continue doing stuff for the supporters and just showing face and being active. The first year I went, the sound guy was just OD hitting on my mom, bro. And then the second year they knew I just got signed and I was out of state, so they were oh, well, if you're not here in person to get it, you just don't get the award. And then there was this. So there's always just some kind of new bullshit with them, and I just was not having it. I instantly became enraged. I originally was just gonna call it quits right there and just be fuck it, I'm not doing the show then. If you're not letting my fans in, I'm not doing the show. Vera said it would be a better idea to call, so that's exactly what we did. I ended up calling the dude who ran the entire thing. I was so pissed. I remember calling him and being hey, so what the fuck? And he didn't really give us a reason. He basically just told us oh, we changed your show to 21 and up show, and it just is what it is. No, dude, it isn't. It is what it is. You got people lined up at your door and you're telling them, oh, you can't come in, but all day it was fucking perfectly fine for all ages. I get off the phone with him, and me and Vera are talking about whether we still want to do this show or not, because our performances were booked together under one slot. I really wasn't for it. Vera was yo, this could be a way for us to gain new fans though. Plus, for the people that weren't able to make it in, we were gonna live stream the event for them so that they could just watch for free. Our sets were around 9 that night, so we ended up leaving a little bit after 8. I was on edge pretty much the entire way to the venue up until we got there, and I saw one of my other friends there because he was also set to perform, and then everything started to calm down a little bit more, and I was it could still be a good night after all. I was in the green room almost the entire time up until our sets. If you guys don't know what a green room is, it's basically where artists hang prior to their sets so that they're not out in the public. So yeah, me, Vera, and Vera's cousin are up there making our vlog. Our other homie's up there. He joins us for the vlog. We did take some pictures. I'm gonna see if I can get them up here. I'd finally calmed down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go step out of the green room. I'm gonna go check out like the actual stage and everything, you feel me, how the venue's looking. Bro, I get out there, that shit empty as hell. The only people in attendance were fucking security sitting at the door and at their little podium, the bartender, and then the 3 people at the fucking bar. And like, that's cool. I'll perform for those 3 people at the bar. But I was more so upset at the fact that we could have had that bitch sold out, bro, and we didn't because somebody just wanted to cock block. But we were still gonna live stream and vlog everything, so it really didn't matter to us. Like, it really wasn't that deep, so we were on fuck it we ball timing. It was then time for me and Vera to take the stage, so I set my phone up like a little bit off the stage so it could capture the side view. We were probably 30 seconds into our first song when we started hearing yelling. At this time, Vera shot a look to me, and I don't know if he was thinking what I was thinking, but there were several things going through my head at this time. Either it's too loud in here and they gotta yell over each other to talk, or somebody's not having a very happy time. The first song ends and the yelling stops, so by this point I'm thinking, okay, yeah, now somebody's just like yelling to talk over, you know, the music. Second song starts up, the yelling starts again. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? Cause this time is 10 times louder and 10 times more aggressive, but still can't make out a word this dude's fucking saying. Again, the song stops and so doesn't he. At this point, I'm looking around to security and I'm looking around to my boy DJing because I'm like, nah, y'all hear this too, right? Like, I'm not tweaking. Security looking stupid as fuck, spacing out like, duh. And my boy who's DJing just looks at me, gives me emotion, and is like, just keep going. Like, fuck it, just keep performing. So you know what, bro? That's exactly what I did. We just go into the third song. Now at this point, bro, he doesn't even let the song start up. It just one consistent yell. Now at this point, I knew exactly what was going on. We had a fucking heckler. At this point, I had to calm myself so many times this day. There was just no calming me down this time. I mostly felt bad for the people viewing the live stream because while y'all were just trying to like see me perform live, bro, y'all had to hear this dickhead just constantly yell over everything. I turned to my boy DJ and I'm like, cut the fucking music. Now, I don't condone this type of behavior because it was very wrong and very crash out of me. But at this time, I ended up diving off stage at dude and Vera had to manhandle me out the door. Security guard? Nowhere to be found. Vera and his cousin ended up dragging me to my car where I had a full fucking mental breakdown for a good like 20 minutes. And at this time, bro, Vera's cousin is still vlogging the whole thing. Now, I was the one who drove us there, so I did have to calm down before, you know, getting behind a wheel. We cut the vlog and decided to just call it a night there, and as I'm putting in my address to get back home, we got a knock on my car window. It ends up being another artist who is set to perform after me, and he came out just to give me this huge pep talk, like the type of pep talk that a dad gives his son at the end of a fucking basketball movie when they're in the final quarter of the game. He ends up convincing me to go back and finish my set. He's like, you know, the other people who were in there, like, they fucked with your music, dude. That dude was just a drunk dickhead. So, you feel me? I'm like, you know what? We'll go in, we'll do one song, we'll dip out, and we'll just call it a night, because I'm really not trying to be here no more. Now, I walk back in, bro, and security's glazing my meat and balls. They're being like, oh, we're so sorry this happened. We didn't realize. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't see. And we tried to kick him out, but he was just this, that, and the other. It was just like, dude, you were right there just blatantly ignoring shit. You easily could have kicked him out the first song when he started doing shit, or the second song, or the third song. But nah, y'all had to wait until the artist got fucking sick of it to be like, oh shit, we should do something. But I wasn't there to argue. I'm just there to do my songs and leave. Nah, I don't know if they just felt bad about the situation that happened or if they genuinely felt some kind of interest. But this time around, motherfuckers were stopped sitting at the bar. They came up to the stage. They had their phones out and shit. We do that last song, and then Vera and I are told that we need to be spoken to backstage by one of the venue workers. Now, at first, I pretty much got the whole spiel that security gave to me, like, oh, we're so sorry, we didn't realize what was going on, Then followed by, oh, well, actually, you guys aren't really allowed to just walk out of your performance like that, so you won't be performing here again. You put me on the bill of a show that I did not sign up for. You had my supporters lined up at the door and then denied them access because you last second changed what the age allowance was. You let a heckler ruin everybody's fucking night, and then you have the fucking nerve to act like you have no clue what happened, on top of telling me that I'm not allowed back at this venue. They went out of business and shut down the next week. I also ended up finding out that that heckler that night ended up being like a cop or something, and I remember thinking to myself, wow, that's fucking embarrassing. Being a cop, drunk, and causing a public disturbance, how is that not embarrassing for you, bro? PD knows how to fucking pick them out well, don't they? I never ended up seeing his face again. I also never had a show like that again. I ended up learning my lesson. I never ended up performing for that festival again. You know, ultimately, it could have been worse. It could have been like 100 angry drunk people that are all heckling me. But, you know, it was just the one in a room of like 3 fucking people. But just the amount of energy put into promoting that show just for it to end up like that. And then not only that, but I had to waste my fucking gas driving the 45 minutes out there. And of course, I was angry for all the people who had made their way out to the show and, you know, made plans, put energy into this shit to be there, just for them to tell you that they can't, because the dude who runs everything just doesn't fuck with me. You know, there's a specific name for these types of things where if promoters or people who run shows don't, like, fuck with you, they'll put you in a slot where they know won't get enough, like, people or will have, like, the bad crowd. And they basically do it just as a way of, like, blackballing. You know, we could have had everybody there, but that would fuck up his plans of fucking up my set, so fuck you, Joe. You can blackball these fucking nuts. However, this is going to conclude our story time. I hope you all found it entertaining, at least. Maybe you fell asleep to it. Fuck if I know, man. Thanks for the views. I'd appreciate if you drop a like and comment. Subscribe maybe if you fuck with this and you found me here on YouTube. I make music, obviously, so go check that out. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok. It should all be Sullivan. Everything's under the same @. And yeah, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later.